What's up, everyone? So, a little while back, we checked out the FITCAMX OEM style dash cam made for the Toyota CHR. And honestly, we came away pretty impressed with how well it blended into the factory interior. It gave us the security of a 4K dash cam without cluttering up the windshield or making the cabin look aftermarket. Now, FITCAMX makes these custom housings for a huge range of vehicles, and today we've got the version made specifically for the Honda Civic. The idea is exactly the same: factory-style integration, simple plug-and-play installation, and 4K recording, but this one is designed to match the Civic's interior perfectly. So let's open everything up, take a closer look at the hardware, see how the installation works, and find out whether this is one of the best OEM-style dash cams you can get for the Honda Civic. Alright, jumping into the box, the first thing we notice is that this package is actually bigger than a typical dash cam box. And that's because this isn't just a camera sitting inside. The camera is already built into a replacement plastic housing that's specifically designed for the Honda Civic. So instead of sticking something onto the windshield, we're actually replacing the factory trim around the rearview mirror. And right away, that gives a pretty good first impression. Now, besides the main unit, we're also getting a pretty solid accessory package. First up, we've got the power cable that's made specifically for this installation. Then, we get this heavy-duty trim removal tool. And this thing feels a lot stronger than those cheap plastic pry tools we're used to seeing. Since we're removing factory trim pieces, having something like this definitely makes the installation a lot easier. Then we've got one accessory that we actually like a lot. FITCAMX includes this dual-sided card reader. One side is USB Type-A, the other side is USB Type-C. So whether we're transferring footage to a computer or directly to a smartphone, we don't need extra adapters or dongles. Just plug it in and move the files. Besides that, we're getting the user manuals, and they also include a 64GB micro SD card right inside the box. So technically, everything we need to start recording is already included. Now, depending on which version you pick up, FITCAMX also offers a dual-channel setup that adds a rear camera. Ours is the standard 4K front camera version, but it's nice knowing there's an upgrade path if we want full front and rear coverage later. Now let's take a closer look at the camera itself. Since everything is integrated into the housing, the design is incredibly clean. Looking right here in the middle, we've got two physical buttons. One is the power button. The other one lets us manually capture photos or lock important footage during recording. Then right beside those buttons, we've got three small openings. One is for the built-in microphone, one is the LED status indicator, and the last one is the reset button. Everything is laid out really clean and honestly blends into the housing so well that you almost don't even notice it's a dash cam. Now over on the side, we've got the micro SD card slot. Out of the box, it comes with a 64GB card already installed. But if that's not enough, it also supports cards up to 256GB. So if we want to keep more footage before loop recording starts overwriting older files, we definitely have that option. And one thing we immediately noticed is how well this housing matches the Civic's factory interior. The texture feels right, the color matches really well, nothing looks out of place. If somebody got into the car without knowing there was a dash cam installed, there's a good chance they wouldn't even notice it. Now let's talk about installation, because this is probably the biggest selling point of the whole system. If you've ever installed a traditional dash cam before, you already know the process: running wires through the headliner, removing A-pillar trim, finding power, trying to hide cables everywhere. It can take hours. With the FITCAMX, it's a completely different experience. We simply remove the factory trim around the rearview mirror using the included pry tool. Then we disconnect the factory connector, Plug in the supplied Y cable, reconnect everything, snap the new housing into place, and that's basically it. No running cables across the windshield, no dangling power wire, no cigarette lighter adapter. Everything gets power directly from the factory connector above the mirror. It's one of the cleanest installations we've seen on a dash cam. And because FITCAMX makes different housings for different vehicles, this Civic version lines up perfectly with the original mirror housing. Once everything is installed, from the driver's seat, you can barely even tell it's there. It literally disappears into the interior. Now obviously, having a clean installation doesn't matter much if the camera quality isn't good. Luckily, that's not really an issue here. The front camera records in true 4K resolution, and the footage looks really sharp. License plates stay readable. Road signs are easy to make out. Overall detail looks really nice during daytime driving. The camera also supports wide dynamic range, so when we're driving through areas with heavy shadows or bright sunlight, exposure stays pretty balanced. Night driving is another area where this camera performs well. It uses an f1.6 aperture lens, which allows more light to reach the sensor, and in darker environments, that definitely helps improve overall visibility compared to smaller aperture cameras. Now, since there's no built-in screen on the dash cam itself, everything happens through the FITCAMX smartphone app. And that makes sense. Adding a display would completely ruin the OEM design. So instead, we connect to the camera over its built-in Wi-Fi, open the app, and everything is right there. The interface is clean, simple, and pretty easy to figure out. Once we connected for the first time, using the app became second nature. Now, something else we like is that the whole system is basically automatic. Start the car, the camera starts recording. Turn the car off, the camera powers down. There's really nothing we need to think about after installation. It just works in the background like a factory-installed system should. Now, of course, no product is absolutely perfect. The included windshield phone mount actually holds onto the glass really well, but the flexible gooseneck section could definitely feel a little more rigid, especially if the vehicle spends a lot of time on rough roads. And while the WDR performance is definitely good, we do think HDR performance could still be improved a bit more in extremely challenging lighting conditions. But honestly, those are relatively small complaints considering what this product is trying to accomplish. Because at the end of the day, the biggest reason we'd choose the FITCAMX isn't just because it records in 4K. It's because of how well everything integrates into the vehicle. It doesn't look aftermarket. It doesn't clutter the windshield. It doesn't have cables hanging everywhere. It genuinely feels like something Honda could have installed from the factory. And that's something very few dash cams can actually pull off. So yeah, if you're someone who likes traditional dash cams with big displays and lots of physical controls, this probably isn't going to be your first choice. But if you own a Honda Civic and you've been looking for something that keeps the factory look while still giving you solid 4K, recording, easy installation, app control, and reliable day-to-day recording, then the FITCAMX is one of the best OEM style options currently available. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Let us know down in the comments what you think about OEM style dash cams. Do you prefer the clean factory look, or are you perfectly fine with traditional windshield mounted cameras? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more reviews just like this, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.